So my first question to the panel is, straight to the topic, are the GCCs in India an innovation driver or an offshoring mechanism of jobs?
The employment creation, cost arbitrage, there were days that, can I get four engineers for the cost of one back in the US, or 5 engineers for the cost of one in Europe. So that was really the phase one of what I experienced, the evolution to a couple of indicators. What I will say, like if you look at the ER&D product organizations, right, as compared to the GCC sector, has grown 1.3x, or to put it in the other perspective, 40% CAGR, as against the GCC sector that's grown at about 10%, right? Now 10% in itself, double-digit growth, when you compare to the ITS sector, is significant. But you think about ER&D and product companies, that's actually grown multifold in the last 5 years.
So if you look at where we are today in terms of GCCs, we are projecting, we are almost having about 1,800 GCCs in India, about 1.9 billion professionals working in this industry. And in the next 5 to 6 years, the growth projected for this industry is 2x times minimum, okay? This growth would not come if we were to only be offshore mechanisms or, some low-end work coming our way. I think the capability that GCCs have showcased in terms of talent, in terms of fungibility, in terms of being able to adapt and adopt to new technologies, the changes that are required, is definitely a driver that shows that the growth is from a perspective of being able to add more value to global businesses. And having said that, if you just take, my own company, Amadeus, where we've been in, we started off as, an experiment outside of Europe. We had our largest R&D center in France, in Nice, and we started work by saying, let's try and see if India can do some work for us, okay? From there, with about a humble 400 staff in about 12 years, the GCC in India has grown to become the largest center for Amadeus worldwide, and we operate in 190 countries.
And digital marketing is one space that we were working very closely on, and given the e-commerce ecosystem that exists, I think the realization that talent actually resides in India versus in the US came very quickly to a state where all creative work for our organization, and this is the world's second largest retailer, home improvement retailer, is now being driven out of the India office. So that's just one example of how it started with a cost conversation, but very quickly pivoted to driving value through skills that exist here.
The whole aspect of GCCs being a cost-effective model is here to stay, at least for the next couple of years, because, honestly, at the end of the day, it is also about the top line and the bottom line and the entire cost calculation, right? But the whole aspect of whether they have evolved over the years is actually true, because it all depends on what geography are we looking at, what is the kind of talent pool we are looking at, right? Very specific to Zeiss India, we did build our GCC center this last year in November, and we have huge plans of expanding and becoming 3x of what we are in the next couple of years, right? And that's just like not a 5-year plan for us, it's just in the next 2 to 3 years. This definitely reestablishes the fact that there is a lot of value that is seen, which is beyond just being a cost-effective model. While that is still a relevance, we are establishing a cybersecurity hub, which is in India, but catering to multiple geographies, right? The primary reason being, A, we have access to richer talent, which is an added advantage, but B is also because, in a way, you're making GCCs risk averse because they are insulated to the regional disruptions which might be happening in headquarters, right? So that, I think that's more from a Zeiss context, but yes, there is more to come. Some of it is already in publicly available, but